I just wanted to hop on and talk about the number one relationship killer I am seeing everywhere. It's familiar to me because it's the role I played in damaging my relationship, and it's also what I see so many of my clients, people I know, people I care about, people on TV, people that I read sharing their lives on Facebook. It's all over. It seems to be such a common problem. And it's because we're really conditioned into this way of thinking and this belief system that serves nobody. This way of being and showing up in a relationship, we're taught that it's the way it's supposed to be, but it doesn't make us happy, and it doesn't give our partners a chance to make us happy. It definitely doesn't make them happy. And it's running rampant. And then I see articles on Facebook that are like, the title is How to Love Her Through Her Broken Heart, or How to Love Her Through Her Anxiety. And then it's this list like of 12 to 15 ways that you are supposed to step in and prevent your partner from feeling what she's going through. And I mean, so many women can't even do that for themselves. We're not even trying to do that for ourselves, but we expect the men in our lives to be able to do it. And the men in our lives aren't even trained in emotions. They don't have the same emotional depth that we have, or the spectrum that we have, I guess I'll say, to deal with that. And if we're not doing it ourselves, they could do all 15 things on that list and it won't fucking matter. It will not matter how much your partner shows up for you and how much they love you or how hard they try if you're expecting them to make you happy. If you are putting your emotional well-being in their hands, that is like the kiss of death for your relationship and for your own personal happiness, because you're no longer in charge of having the life you want or experiencing the life that you want to experience. And that sucks, to have no say in how you feel and to just kind of, it's like we take this little string out of our heart and tie it to them. And we're like, okay, treat us right, make me happy. And then we send them on their day. And whatever they do, we feel, and it jerks us around. And like you're just kind of sitting here powerless, not able to create anything for yourself. You're totally giving your experience to them, the responsibility of your experience to that person. And so if they're not out there doing everything they can to make you happy, then you're sitting at home unhappy. And you don't feel like there's anything you can do about it because, oh, they did this thing to me, and now I just can never be happy. Or they don't talk to me, they don't listen to me, and so I'm gonna be unhappy. They don't, he doesn't like to do things with me, or we only watch what he wants to watch. There's a whole list of things, and it goes from, serious betrayal to little things like, he throws his socks on the floor like it doesn't even matter that I have to come pick him up. Like whatever your experience is in your relationship. And this is a little controversial because it's not permissive. I'm not saying that, you stay in a relationship where your value is not being seen or met. I'm not saying that you allow someone to betray you or lie to you on a regular basis or to treat you poorly. I'm not saying that that's okay. But I see so many women, so say you're in this bad relationship, this person treats you terrible, or you're really unhappy and this person isn't helping you to be happier, so you leave this relationship. I firmly believe there is a piece inside of you, there's something in you that chose that relationship to call out a soft spot in you that requires healing, and everything they did probably touched that soft spot. And we get so upset at them, oh my God, you hurt me. You made me hurt. Look at all this pain you've caused me. When really they didn't create the bruise or the soft spot in you. That's something that, your soul is here to learn and heal on your own. But they're poking it and they're making us aware of it. And so we blame them for it. We hate them for it, or we resent them for it, or we feel bad about ourselves for it, when really they're not creating the soft spot. Yes, they may be creating the pain, But unless you go and heal that soft spot, you're going to attract another relationship that pokes the same soft spot, that pokes that same thing in you that is requiring your healing. So I am not saying stay in a relationship that doesn't feel good. I'm not saying leave a relationship that doesn't feel good. That is never my job. I have had a lot of people come to me, kind of wanting permission to leave their relationships, and I will never, ever, ever tell someone what to do there. But I will tell you that until you heal your own heart, until you start taking your own happiness and love and life in your hands, you're going to keep attracting the same patterns. You're going to keep attracting the same relationships. So why not pause, time out, stop focusing on the relationship, stop focusing on the other person, and focus on yourself and heal your own heart. And then you add in all these layers, especially for the moms, of feeling like we're not allowed to care about ourselves. We're not allowed to take care of ourselves. We're not allowed to have needs. So I know that this is a really loaded topic with layers and layers and layers and layers to it. Believe me, I know I could sit here and talk on this live for 3 hours about this, because this is something that I have personally gone through my own healing around. Like, for those of you who know me personally or are in my Facebook group or know my work, know that I've been separated for almost 2 years. And there's been a lot of stuff. We've been in a relationship since we were 15 and 16. We were kids. We've been together for 12 years. We've been in each other's lives, teaching each other lessons. And that's not always pretty, and it's not always fun, and it definitely doesn't always feel good. But I can sit here at the end of the day without resentment in my heart, because I know that there was a piece of me that called in every single one of those experiences to learn something. And once I had that perspective on life, I was able to take anything that happened and see, okay, this hurts and it feels like it's breaking me, and I'm really angry with him, and I can't believe he is doing this to me. But I know there's a lesson here. I know there's more love on the other side of this. I know there is a gift here for me on the other side of this. Otherwise, I wouldn't be experiencing it. And the past 2 years have shown me nothing but that. that is true, and that is real. And that is what has helped me to find unbelievable happiness in a situation I never thought I would be in, a life I never thought I would be in. Like, I had no desire to be a single mom or to get divorced. I was the product of a really messy divorce. And so I swore never, never. And I had postpartum depression, and I swore I would just be the best mom ever. And so this is not the life I would have chosen. It's not a life I would recommend. But the path to this life, I totally recommend. The viewpoint that got me into this experience of my life, I absolutely recommend. And it has become the whole reason that quiet, shy, introverted me, who used to walk around high school with my eyes on the ground because I didn't even want to be seen, can show up on a Facebook Live and talk about my relationship. And it's the reason I have the balls to sit here and call out this relationship pattern and kind of call out a lot of women, and lovingly, with so much love, lovingly call out so many women who are blaming their partner for their unhappiness. Like, yeah, they could totally be contributing to it. They may be assholes. They may be treating you poorly. You may be treating them poorly. It takes two people to create a relationship and a relationship experience. So I am not discrediting what you've been through, what the other person has or hasn't done, what you have or haven't done. But the thing is, you are in control of your experience of your life, regardless of what is happening. And I know this because my experience of this life could be totally different. And there are days where I wake up in that experience. There are days when I want to quit this work. I want to just quit it all, and I want to just be on my couch for a weekend. And so I do. I give myself a weekend to just cry on my couch and feel my feels and feel like a victim, and to be in my anger and to be in my resentment and to blame. And then I pick myself back up, I gather up my tools, and I shift my perspective and my experience, because that one sucks. That one doesn't feel good. And so if what you're experiencing in your relationship, if your experience of the situation sucks, then please, I really, really invite you and encourage you to consider my Awaken to Love course. It is a 6-week group program, so you will have 12 other women in it with you. We already have like 4 or 5 people signed up yesterday. I'm really, really excited about this group, and I'm considering expanding it because there has been a lot of interest, and I don't really want to turn anyone away. But it is basically all the lessons and all the goodness and all of the tools I have learned on my journey condensed into a 6-week online course. And so each week you'll get a module where it's like an hour long, 30 minutes to an hour long video. You'll get worksheets to fill out and process. Feel out. Can you tell I say feel a lot more than fill? Worksheets to fill out to process everything. An energy healing meditation. We'll have a private Facebook group where you will have access to me, all of the other ladies. I'll also be doing live coaching in there every week where I can do Q&A, intuitive guidance, whatever's coming up, I will be there to support everyone in this space. I will also have super discounted energy healing sessions available only to the ladies in the group at that time. I've actually pared down on my one-on-one commitments so that I can be there for the ladies in this group during this 6 weeks. But I promise if you bring the intention of changing your experience to this course, if you approach this course with nothing but a willingness to experience your relationship differently, to experience your life differently, and to open up to experiencing more love and having more love and giving and receiving more love. Like, I'm in a relationship with myself. I have my dogs here and I have my child. And then I have my friends and family. And of course, Zach and I are always going to have a relationship of some sort. We have a child together. We've spent 12 years together. He's always going to have a space in my heart. But I am not in a romantic relationship, and I am experiencing more love and giving and receiving more love than I ever have in my entire life. And so you don't even have to have a partner to do this course. You may be someone who is wanting to be in a relationship or keeps failing at relationships or keeps attracting that same pattern over and over. You know, maybe you're someone who hasn't married and had kids yet, but that's something you want, but you just keep finding yourself in the same relationship over and over again. This course will change the energy, the pattern in you, that soft spot that is attracting those relationships or that is attracting those things. Because I can tell you, in 12 years with one person, if I were to write a list of all the things that have hurt, they are all one spot on me. You know, it is all one very specific thing that is triggered in me through things that he has or hasn't done. And it's not his job to fix it. Yeah, it's his job to do other things. Like if someone betrays you, like I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that side of things. But at the end of the day, when someone betrays you or someone hurts you or someone doesn't show up in a way that you want them to, we are expecting them to heal something in us. You are experiencing some sort of pain or incompleteness or something that does not feel good in you, and you're expecting them to shift it for you, to heal it for you, to fix it for you, to cover it up so that you don't have to deal with it. And they are going to disappoint you every single time. They will never make you happy. They will never be able to live up to your expectations. They will feel like no matter what they do, it doesn't help. So they won't try anymore because it doesn't matter. You'll resent them more. And all this while, we're looking at the wrong thing. It's like a magic trick, right? Like magic's all just sleight of hand. What they do is they get the audience to look in the wrong place while the real trick is happening somewhere else. It's just like that in relationships. When we are looking at the pain and the hurt and the shit, we're not looking in the right place. We are not looking in our hearts. We're not looking at our own energy. And so if you can just shift your focus to the right place, you can see where the magic is really happening, and you are in control to experience it differently and see it differently. And so this is something that's been on my heart for a long time. I have been wanting to do a live on this for probably like a year, but haven't really been able to put it into words. Also, piece of me has been scared, I'm like afraid to piss people off or to say something too controversial or say the wrong thing or, but that's fine. If you're being triggered by this, which if you were, you're probably not still on here, but if for some reason this triggered you and you're still watching it, it's a pretty good sign that this is actually resonating with your soul, that this is an opportunity to see, I'm just a mirror. Our partners are just our mirrors. Everything in life, so the people who piss us off, the people that we don't want to be around, are reflecting something back to us. They are showing us something within ourselves that's requiring healing. They are poking your soft spot. And so, yeah, maybe you don't do the Awaken to Love course. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're not ready to totally shift your experience. And you might be thinking, well, why wouldn't I be ready to shift my experience? Why wouldn't I want to experience more love and less anger? But the truth is, anger feels good. For those of us who go to anger. A lot of us don't go to anger because it doesn't feel good for them. So they have other things that feel good. But I know for myself personally, I have a lot of fire energy. I know anger very well. And if you're a person who feeds your emptiness with anger and tries to patch your holes with anger, then being the angry one in the relationship feels good. That's where you get your power. That's where you feel like you're enough. And so a lot of us aren't ready to change that. We're not ready to step out of victim mode where we have all of this perceived power in the relationship and in our lives, where we're also not having to take responsibility. When it's on someone else, it's easy on us. Like, oh, it's his fault. He fucked up. Now he just has to deal with me being pissed all the time because he fucked up. Sorry, you shouldn't have fucked up. Like, yeah, that feels like you're stronger and more powerful, but really it doesn't serve you. It doesn't feel good in the long term. It doesn't create a happy relationship. It does not encourage two souls' hearts coming together and experiencing life together. That is, at the end of the day, that's the whole point of a relationship, is to have these two complete beings living alongside of each other, bringing each other joy and happiness, but also and contributing joy and happiness. I won't say bringing it, because you've got to bring your own to yourself to be able to provide that for other people. And teaching each other. If you can see the things that your partner does that pisses you off as like a lesson for you, as a opportunity to grow, I promise it will change not just the way you experience the thing that pisses you off, but your whole experience and view of them, which will shift and change the entire relationship. And so I really just encourage you to start getting curious about your point of view in your relationship. And if that's all you do today, then beautiful. If you get curious about what your soft spot is that they're triggering and how long it's been there and why it's there and why you're scared to look at it, because it's scary. It's not fun. I've spent like 2 years finding all my soft spots, and I know I still have more, but kind of digging them out and really studying them. And so I know it's uncomfortable. But when you have support and when you have sisterhood, and that's something that I have now in the past, like probably 4 or 5 months, I've created this amazing group of women to support me and to support me in shifting my experience of my life. I think that's really, really important. And that's something that the Awaken to Love course offers too, is that sense of sisterhood and the support of other women who are discovering their power and discovering how much love they really have and discovering this whole new way of being with you. It's really, really powerful and amazing. I know I've done one group course, and it was with 4 women, and the 4 of us, like, I still consider them like my soul sisters. I'm still, because we went through something together, we grew together, we learned together. And so if maybe even just sisterhood is something you're looking for, like maybe your relationship is okay, you're not that unhappy in it, but life could be better, you could be experiencing more joy and happiness, then check out this course, because there is no way that someone who approaches this course with an open mind and an open heart is going to leave without at least the $99 worth of value. I promise you that. And like, if at the end of this course you feel like you didn't get your $99 worth, like, I would consider giving you your money back. Like, we'd have to chat about it a bit because there's probably something being triggered or some pattern. But I firmly believe in that. And a one-on-one session with me, a 60-minute session, is $117. And right now, 6 weeks with me is $99. And then on Monday, it just goes up to $197, which is still super cheap because I wanted to make this affordable, because this work matters. This perspective change matters. And I just see too many women in unhappy relationships. And I know that their answer isn't always to leave that relationship. You know, you don't have to leave the life that you're in to experience something better. And what a gift that would be, not just for yourself, but for your partner and for your children. If you have children, how amazing would that be to bring a big open heart to your relationship and to your life and to your projects or your work? Like, if you're feeling guilty about the idea of taking this time for yourself and making this investment in yourself, look at it as an investment for the people around you. Because I guarantee you that you will bring so much more to your life. And just by being you, just by doing your work and opening your heart and kind of letting your light out, you're going to start giving people permission to do the same and inspiring other people to do the same. And that's one thing I really love about this work, is the ripple effect. It's just, there is no end for how much can change from just one person opening their heart and experiencing a little more love. So if this is something you want to talk about more, we'll be talking about this more in my private Facebook group. I'll post a link for it in the comments. I'll also post some full details about the course in the comments, but that's really not my intention of sharing this. It's not like, let me share this thing so people sign up for my course or join my group. Like, no, if you don't sign up for my course or join my group, I don't care. If you got something from this and it brings a little more love and peace into your life and your relationship, then beautiful. My whole purpose for this day has been served. And so if you have any comments, any questions, feel free to comment here on the video. Feel free to reach out to me via private messenger if you have if you're wanting some more support in your relationship, if you want to know more about the course. Like, I'm available on Messenger through my business page and through my personal page, and also in my private Facebook group. And I think that's it. I planned on this being like a 10-minute thing, and God knows, I feel like I've been on here like 30 minutes. But sending you all so much love, and I would love to see you in the Awaken course if your heart is feeling pulled to it. Have a good weekend.